Hey guys, Rodney Fentress here. So I threw out a challenge on Facebook this weekend, a challenge to post a short 1 to 3 minute positive, uplifting video. A couple of guys have stepped up and taken the challenge, and I'm still hoping and waiting for a couple more to do the same. But I wanted to take this opportunity to go ahead and do mine. So I want to talk a little bit about content consumption. And so here's what I mean by that. There's a lot of content being thrown at us constantly. We're constantly bombarded by messages and information. And it's important to be very intentional about the content that you consume. So I tell my kids this all the time, and they get tired of hearing me say it. But, when I was a kid, if I wanted to learn about something, I had to get on my bike, ride up to the Windsor Woods Library in Virginia Beach, use the Dewey Decimal System to find a book, and then search through the book to find information about whatever it is I was looking to find out about. Nowadays, we don't have to do that. Nowadays, we have cell phones and computers and instant access to everything. And so it's really, really important that we think about the content that we consume. So the things that we feed our body, we know that if you eat the wrong stuff, you're going to get fat and you're going to not be healthy and it's going to shorten your life and all that. Well, the same thing is true with our mental health. It's really important to make sure that we're consuming the right content on a day-to-day basis. As I drive around like I'm doing now, I drive around a lot. I rarely listen to the radio. I do occasionally, but most of the time I'm listening to either podcasts or audiobooks, or sometimes YouTube videos playing through my car stereo system or whatever. But I'm really intentional about the content that I consume, because I know it has a big impact on me mentally. So the same thing is true if you're not really, really focused and dialed in on being intentional about that content. You're still consuming content. It's just not good content. So, I used to work in a place with a lot of guys that, complained nonstop about things that were outside of their control or that they choose not to control. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of things to complain about there. There was a lot of real injustices that took place there, but, you still have to be careful about what you focus on, because what you focus on expands, and there's a lot of positive in the world. My Facebook feed, my social media feeds are full of negativity and people complaining about things and focused on things that are outside their control or not going to change or whatever. And we can't control the things that are outside of our control, but we can control how we respond to them. And a big part of how to measure and to make sure that response is appropriate is to consume the right content. Don't get me wrong, guys, there's a lot of injustices in the world. Heck, I watched the NFC Championship game. That was a huge injustice, but I choose to focus on positivity, and I choose to feed my mind the right things. So just make sure that you're intentional about your content, intentional about the things that you're taking in, and guard your mind, guard your mindset from the things that are out there in the world. Watching the news is there's almost nothing but negative going on there, and obviously that's sensational and it sells and all that. But nowadays, if you want to learn about positivity, if you want to learn about the right mindset, if you want to learn about winning, if you want to learn about how to grow as a person, it's as simple as grabbing your phone or turning on the computer and watching TED Talks and listening to podcasts, just doing the right things. So just be really intentional about the content that you consume, because if you're not intentional about it, you're still consuming content. It's just not content that's going to help you. So now I would like to flood our social media feeds with positive messages like this one. I would like to see more guys step up and gals step up and just deliver a short positive message. And let's flood our content with positivity. That would be a great thing. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.